for the last part of this lesson, grade 4. This is a really big lesson, so this is taking 4 parts. That's good. I'm hoping that we're all understanding what's going on. So this would be our equation, and for our answer, you would say that 11 minus 6 is 5. So there are 5 blue marbles. Here we would say 21 minus 7, so x equals 4. So there are 4 red apples. Here we have to add those together to find out our total, which would be 11. So they had 11 marbles between the two of them. Here with our hockey cards, we wanted to know how many hockey cards there were all together. So x equals 5 plus 7, which is 12. So they had 12 sports cards altogether. Vicky had 5 cousins, 3 are girls, so if we subtract, that means she has 2 boy cousins. And we don't know how many hockey cards Josh gave away, so we are going to, subtracting with carrying. Yikes. Okay, with regrouping. 4, 12, 5, 2. So x equals 25. Okay, we have one more activity to do to review this. I really hope you're really going, oh, I get this. This is not that bad. Okay, so now we need to write an equation for the situation, then solve the equation. So we have to come up with is it the total plus part 1 and plus part 2, or is it part 1 minus the total? No, part 1 equals the total minus part 2, or is it part 2 equals the total minus part 1. So we know that Cam has 5 stamps, Eric has 6 stamps. How many stamps altogether? And they have, I don't know how many stamps altogether. So we're missing the total. So total equals part 1 plus part 2. So altogether, 6 plus 5 is 11. So altogether, Cam and Eric have 11 stamps. There are 15 birds in a tree. X number of birds are robins, 7 birds are not robins. So I know the total. The total is here. So I am missing part 1 or part 2, and I'm just saying the first one is part 1. So I don't know what part 1 is. So for part 1, it's total minus part 2. So x equals 15 minus 7, which is 8. So there are 8 robins. Edmund has 12 cookies. He gives 9 cookies to his friends. He has X cookies left. So I know the total. He has 12 cookies. He gives 9 away. He has how many left? So I know what the total is. So I'm missing part 2. So part 2 would be total minus part 1. How many cookies does Edmund have left? 3. And the last one, before we look at what we have to do today, Jane pays X dollars for a scarf and a hat. The scarf costs $12, the hat costs $5. So I don't know how much money she paid altogether. So that is my total. So I am missing my total. So total equals part 1 plus part 2. And notice, since these guys have dollar signs, I better put them in my question too. So what is 12 plus 15? That is $27. So Jane pays $27 for her scarf and hat. Okay. Just remember over and over again, grade 4, total equals part 1 plus part 2. Say that with me. Total equals part 1 plus part 2. Part 1 equals total minus part 2. And if we're missing part 2 equals total minus part 1. Hey, just keep remembering that. And guess what they say? They even put it on the page for you, so that makes it easy. Okay, so you're going to be doing page 71 and 72 today. So in number 1, it says circle the equations where the unknown is by itself. So where is that letter all by itself? Is it all by itself here? Yes, so you would circle it. Is it all by itself here? No, so you would not circle it. So look at them. Where's the letter all by itself? Number 2, So this is exactly what we were doing earlier on this page. So when we were doing this page, this is exactly what you're going to be doing now. So it says write the 3 equations for the table. Circle the equation where the unknown is by itself. So here they go, total plus part 1, total equals part 1 plus part 2. So they filled the letters in. Here they even wrote the numbers, the parts underneath them, so you can just fill it in. Total, part 1, part 2. Total, part 1, part 2. Here you got the same thing. They even put the words underneath there so you know where you're going. And then remember to circle the one where the part is by itself. Here it's getting a little trickier because he just put the first part of it. Here's the second part, or I've been saying this over and over again. I hope it's going in your head. So total equals part 1 plus part 2. So fill in the parts and then circle the one where the K is by itself. Same thing here. Circle the one where the K is by itself. Same thing here. Same thing here. Okay? You don't even have to solve it. All you have to do is find out which one is where the unknown is by itself. Now it says write an equation where the M is by itself. So now they don't have you doing all the work on the paper, just like we did in this activity. They just give you the chart. You need to make the one where the letter is all by itself and then figure it out. All you need to figure it out. All you have to do is make it so that it's by itself. So here part 2 was by itself. So they've said part 2 equals total minus part 1. Here part 1 is missing. So what equation are you going to have it so part 1 is by itself? Here total is missing. So what's your equation going to be when the total is by itself? And here it's part 1 again. Here you need to fill in the table. Write M for the numbers that you are not given. So this is just like this table that we did right here, except for we put X, they want you to put M. So green grapes, 6 of them, 14 in total. There it goes. Then they want you to make an equation where the M is by itself. Here they want you, there's your information, fill it in, write your equation where M is by itself. So that's what you're going to do on this page. It's exactly like this chart that we did together. So you did it with me here, you can do it on your own. And there's even a bonus question. Let's see if you can figure that one out. Then number 5 says we need to circle the total in the story. Oh, we did that too. My goodness, we've done all of these equations. Here we went and found the totals in here. Total, 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 total. That's what you're going to do. Find the total. Circle it. So which one of these says the total? Circle it. Then write an equation to solve it. Just like we did behind here, we wrote an equation to solve it. Remember that the X has to be all by its side on one side. So what is the X? Is it the total, part 1 or part 2? And that is your whole math lesson today. I think once you are going, it will be a lot easier. I know it took me a lot of time to explain it, but I wanted to make sure you understood what was going on. So you're going to do page 71 and 72. Remember, if you get stuck, listen to parts of the video again, and otherwise, Mrs. Hickey and I have our Zoom meetings open, so you can come and ask for help. I hope you have an enjoyable math class today, grade 4. Bye.